coming up from the Northeast Live studios in Guwahati. Northeast Tonight with Wasbir Hussain.
Hello and welcome to Northeast Tonight, the show that decodes the region. Two new regional political parties, viewers, have actively emerged in Assam's political arena, which could play a significant role in the 2021 State Assembly elections. One, of course, is the UPPL that has just assumed the Bodo Council office in collaboration with the BJP and the Gana Suraksha Party, and the other is the Ahom Jatiya Parishad, formally floated on Wednesday with the backing and support of the ASU and the AJYCP. The big question that has emerged is whether relatively small regional political parties in the Northeast can survive the battering of electoral politics on their own without entering into electoral alliances with big national parties. The Bodo People's Front aligned with the Congress soon after it was formed in 2003 and then switched sides in 2016 by becoming a coalition partner of the BJP in Assam. The UPPL, after its very first electoral foray, tied up with the BJP. Even the flag bearer of regionalism in Assam, the Ahom Gana Parishad, today is a coalition partner of the BJP. And almost all major regional parties in the Northeast are partners or constituent units of the BJP floated Northeast Democratic Alliance or NEDA. In this backdrop, the question arises as to the road ahead for the ASU AJYCP backed Ahom Jatiya Parishad. Can the AJP take on the BJP on its own? After all, we all know where the Ahom Jatiya Parishad is coming from. It can neither align with the BJP nor the Congress or for that matter the AIUDF. And yes, the Ahom Jatiya Parishad cannot even align with its prime competitor AGP. So, is Ahom Jatiya Parishad a major political force really as far as the 2021 polls are concerned? And the question whether regional parties in the region can pass the test of electoral politics without aligning with national parties would of course be proved in about 6 months from now when Assam votes. To discuss the subject, I am joined from Sibsagar by Ahom Jatiya Parishad ideologue Professor Krishna Gopal Bhattacharjee. Also in Sibsagar, I have Amrit Khatoniyar, spokesman of the Ahom Jatiya Parishad. In the studios with me is Mr. Swapnanil Barua, Assam BJP Vice President, and former Congress MP Mr. Kirip Chaliha. Joining me from Kokrajhar is K. Wari, Assistant General Secretary of the All Bodo Students Union that has actively backed the UPPL. And from Guwahati, I am joined by Dr. Akhil Ranjan Datta, Professor at Guwahati University and leading political analyst. But before we begin the discussions, we have at this point in time Lurinjyoti Gogoi, the founder president of the Ahom Jatiya Parishad. Let's listen into what he has to say. Mr. Lurinjyoti Gogoi, welcome. First of all, congratulations on assuming charge as the president of the Ahom Jatiya Parishad. A huge responsibility, isn't it?
For me, it's a very big responsibility. For Jatiya Parishad also.
How will the AJP be unique? How will your party be different from other regional political parties?
See, unique in terms of its policy and its philosophy. Because all the political party, they have betrayed national party as well as the regional party. Therefore, all the people of Assam, they are searching for a new path. And we believe regionalism is the better part for Assam. And all the regionalism, they have failed to protect the interests of the common people. And therefore, it is need of the hour that new regional force emerge in Assam.
Right.
See, when the Assam Gana Parishad was established, when it was formed, the common people, they have a high hope but the Assam Gani Parishad they have betrayed the common people, and they don't carry the real issues of Assam, and they are not standing with the issues of Assam in a critical juncture of the state and the people. In Ka movement also they have betrayed, and other National Party, they have a complete common political agenda, central agenda. They have a centralized agenda. Therefore, in a country like India, in a federal structure, only this type of regional party can fulfill the hope and aspiration of the common people.
Okay, Mr. Lurinjiti Gogoi, you know, you have tough times ahead because you cannot go for alliance with either the BJP or the Congress, or for that matter the AGP. So the Ahom Jatiya Parishad will almost have to go solo during the 2021 elections, isn't it?
Yes, definitely. Definitely, see, we want independent regional force that no situation will occur in near future to surrender the issue related to closely associate to the future of the country, of the common people. Because in the time of issue like Ka, the regional party, they have surrendered, and they are going with, for power, they are going with the other political alliance and the national party. Therefore, see, we this time to protect the future of the democracy, and to protect the democratic sentiment, democratic future of the state, we should fight with BJP and Congress with the help of common people, because they have money, they have organizational structure, but we have only the blessings of the people and the hope of the people. See, in nowadays, all parts of Assam, the whole environment is communalized. All everywhere, the political party, they are playing communal politics, fundamental politics, dividing the whole community. Now the people of Assam, they have a high hope on regional force, and unity is the strength of the common people of Assam. All the ethnic group, all the other groups, all the religious group also, unitedly we will fight against such type of evil activities, such type of ill practice of the political party.
Okay, now, can you tell me a little more clearly, Mr. Lurinjiti Gogoi, will the Ahom Jatiya Parishad fight the 2021 elections alone? Will you go solo?
Yes, see, all the regional party which are free from the interference of the national party, we will fight unitedly and with an alliance, because this alliance is based on some ideology and some clear political state agenda. And see, we hope, we believe that we will overcome in this battle, and this election in favor of the protection of the rights of the indigenous people, to give a better future to the common people, for a better education, health care, and other economic activity, for a better Assam, for a better society of the Assam. This election, 2021 election, will give their mandate in favor of that particular ideology, that particular.
My final question to you, my last question to you, Mr. Lurinjiti Gogoi, who is your bigger enemy? Is it the BJP or is it the Congress?
Both are same, and for us they are our enemy, and they are in one block. There is no difference between Congress and BJP. See, Congress and BJP, they are playing this vote bank politics. For Congress, they are using minority card, illegal minority. It is a vote bank. And BJP also, they are playing communal politics by dividing foreigner in the line of Hindu and Muslim, and they are in favor of Hindu Bangladeshi. And the fundamental line also, AIDF, there has no difference between BJP. Fundamentally, AIDF and BJP, they are equal and they are same. Therefore, this fight is a bigger fight. It is a fight to protect the right of indigenous people to serve to give a better future to the common people of Assam, and against a communal fundamental force which are in favor of protection of the illegal foreigner in the soil of Assam.
Right, Mr. Lurinjyoti Gogoi, thank you very much. It has been a busy day for you. You have become the founder, president of the Assam Jatiya Parishad, the man of the moment there, Lurinjyoti Gogoi. Once again, thanks very much for speaking to me on Northeast Tonight. Gentlemen, welcome to the debate. You have heard Mr. Lurinjyoti Gogoi make 2 or 3 very significant points. He has admitted that the Assam Jatiya Parishad will almost, I'm using the word almost, have to go solo in its fight as far as the 2021 elections are concerned. Of course, Mr. Lurinjyoti Gogoi has said that they will have no problem in fighting unitedly with all those regional forces who are not in the grip, who are outside the influence of the national parties. That is what he has said, and he has also said that both BJP and the Congress are equally considered to be their rivals. They will maintain equidistance from both the parties. Before getting reactions from the other members of the panel, let me go to you straight, Dr. Krishna Gopal Bhattacharjee. How do you feel, first of all, because you are one of the key persons behind the formation of the Assam Gana Parishad in 1985, and 35 years down the line, exactly 35 years down the line, you have been a mover and shaker of the Assam Jatiya Parishad. You have installed, you have launched a political party with the support of your colleagues, admirers, friends, supporters, and today you have installed Mr. Lurinjyoti Gogoi as the founder president. What thoughts are going on in your mind? How do you look at the development?
Actually, I am not the mover or shaker, but the point is that both ASU and AJYCP, they've given us some responsibility and we have fulfilled that responsibility. And today I think it has come to the culmination with the formal launching of Assam Jatiya Parishad at Sibsagar boarding field with Lurinjyoti Gogoi as president. So we have done our job. We have been given a limited responsibility to organize a political party, at least the basics of it, and we have now the structure of the political party, Assam Jatiya Parishad, and now in Sibsagar we have representatives from all the areas
Let's have
of
everybody
Assam,
on the screen,
all the districts, all the constituencies, and we have formed the party, and now the party is in full swing and it will take all the responsibility.
How is
so
the
our
Assam,
responsibility actually
Dr.
ends today.
Bhattacharjee, how is the Assam Jatiya Parishad different from other regional parties? How is your party different from the rest, from the other regional political parties? Can you explain to the people of Assam?
We will have to see, but in one thing I can say that Assam Jatiya Parishad is much different from the other regional parties. That its first slogan is that it will not compromise with anybody. It will not compromise on the demands of Assam, the demands of Assamese people, the demands of indigenous people residing in Assam, and of course all the Indian nationals who are in Assam. So it will not make any compromise like the other parties. It will stand fast to each demands or its ideals. That is one major difference with other parties. That it is a completely different party in that it will not compromise. In its,
okay.
Aims and objectives with any party.
Right. Let me quickly take a view from Mr. Khatoniar. Mr. Khatoniar is the spokesman of the Assam Jatiya Parishad. How do you view, very quickly, Mr. Khatoniar, let me take other perspective from other panelists, but let me finish with you. How do you, what is your opening remark? How is the Assam Jatiya Parishad different? How is it going to take on the BJP and the Congress at the same time?
You should understand how this AGPS taking place, how this AGPS has born. It has been born out of the sentiments of the people of Assam, arising out of the instances. The present government has deliberately betrayed the Assamese people in all aspects. So that has given a sentiment that we must fight back our rights of our own. As a result of this, the Assam Students Union and Assam Jatiyatawadi Chhatra Parishad, these two independent organizations decided that we must unite the people of Assam in a common platform, and that is why the AJP has formed. Now the question is, the AJP has born with a different perspective. It is not a conventional party that comes amongst various peoples. The entire Assamese people, entire people of Assam has thrown out and supported that we must have a regional party to take us forward. We are frustrated with the national parties and even with the AGP. All the AGP government all along
Right.
from 1985, two times they have got the chances to ratify their mistakes, but they have not. So people have lost the confidence on AGP, and that is why the AJP has come, Assam Jatiya Parishad has come,
Okay.
and we are confident the entire people of Assam is with AJP, and in 2021 you will read it that the Assam has got its own power, Assam has got a government of its own, the people of Assam will rejoice. That is my opening remark.
Okay. Fair enough. Before coming to my political panel, let me quickly go to Dr. Akhil Ranjan Datta. Dr. Akhil Ranjan Datta, do you think the AJP, Assam Jatiya Parishad, is the only political party in Assam that has come forward to take on both the BJP as well as the Congress, as well as the AGP, as well as the AIUDF? That means every political party on the one side and the AJP, one side meaning every political party is an opponent of the Assam Jatiya Parishad. So, how easy or difficult is the journey going to be for the Assam Jatiya Parishad in your view?
Thank you, Wasbir. First of all, let me congratulate the new party, new leadership. In my opinion, it has enormous symbolic value because the party has raised some fundamental issues like federalism, democracy, unity of the people, and so on and so forth. However, if you look at the very content of the presentation made by Lurin Chuti Gogoi, asserting that it will go alone without aligning with any party except for those regional political forces who are not aligned to a national political party.
Yes.
It's very difficult to understand whom they are indicating. You do not exactly have any regional political party which has direct or indirect linkages with with any national political party, except for Rise or Dol right at the moment. And if you take BPF for that matter, but you also cannot take BPF for granted because they are continuing their affiliation with BJP. Now, as far as the challenges are concerned, let me be very honest and let me be very frank. If you look at the current political situation, we have to understand which are the political constituencies of different political parties. If you look at BJP's political constituencies, they are very, very solid right at the moment. The three tribes, the STs, scheduled tribes, and that of the Hindu Bengalis. And what is left out is the mainstream Assamese, if I can use that terminology. Now, the mainstream Assamese people, if you consider them to be a vote bank, this is divided into various categories, various political parties. Congress has a stake over it, BJP has a stake over it, AGP has a stake over it, now Rise or Dol has a stake over it. Now, in this situation,
right,
if we continuously keep on talking only in terms of indigenous people, interests of Assamese people, it becomes absolutely abstract. If you can create your own constituencies, it may be the forest dwellers, it may be street vendors, it may be the peasantry, or it may be the migrants. I'm not talking about illegal migrants who are coming to cities, or the migrant returnees and so on and so forth. You cannot have a solid political base, solid political or solid vote bank. Now,
Okay.
I think for a newly formed party, this will be a huge challenge.
We will expand on all of those. Let me quickly come to Mr. Swapnanil Barua before going to Mr. Kirip Chaliha as well as Mr. K. Wari. Mr. Swapnanil Barua, you know, almost every regional party in Assam, every major regional party in Assam is your ally or had been your ally. Now, AGP, the dominant regional party, is your ally. The Bodo People's Front, which was the dominant political party until recently, is your ally. It still is your ally because 3 ministers of the BPF are still with you as far as the state is concerned. The UPPL, which is the new kid on the block, that is also your ally. The Rava political party is your ally. The parties in Dhemaji and Lakhimpur, Ganahakti and all are your ally. The Hira Saranya's party, Nabo Saranya's party is also today your ally. So, the Akhom Jatiyo Parishad is the only regional party that is outside the influence of the NEDA, that is outside NEDA, Northeast Democratic Alliance. So, that is the only party that is regional party that is going to put up a fight against the BJP in 2021. How do you feel?
Well, we don't see it that way. So, our assessment of the whole situation is something like this, that we have to get 64 seats in the first attempt. And then we have to expand on that. If you look at our 2016 effort, it was for 84. Now we have expanded it to 100 plus, including our allies. So it is not only ideology alone that can get us to that number. That's 64 or 84 or 100. So we have to marry ideology along with the pragmatic calculations as to what is possible. Because no political party enters an election fray just on the point of ideology. It also has certain calculations hoping to win at least 1 seat, 2 seat, or make its presence felt in the 126-member assembly. I mean, no one will just go and take the elections to lose their deposit, obviously. Then they shouldn't be there in the game. So we are assessing this situation, or rather going ahead with this situation on the premises that we have an ideology. Our ideology will get us X number of seats. We still have a deficit, or it covers, but for the safety of the electoral politics, we must have a particular number. So we must look for partners who have common platforms with us, have a common stake with us, and we shall join hands and carry on our process.
Okay.
It's a numbers game where ideology is married or certain compromises worked out.
All right. Now, Mr. Kirip Chalia, you know, it is very rare to find someone making such a clear-cut and pointed statement. Mr. Swapnanil Barua, the Assam BJP Vice President, has very categorically said that it's a marriage of ideology with pragmatism. It's a numbers game as far as the BJP is concerned. They want the numbers. They have already set themselves a very ambitious target of 100 plus, including their allies. Now, my question to you, Mr. Kirip Chalia, that means let's focus on because today's debate is triggered by the formation of the new regional political party, that is the Akhom Jatiyo Parishad. Now, I mean, do you think it's a fairly achievable? Lurinjyoti Gogoi has said that, you know, we are an independent regional party and we will take on the BJP and we are capable of forming the government. Maula, do you think that BJP is very pragmatic? They said that, okay, ideology alone is not enough, so we have to be pragmatic, therefore we are having different allies. But what about the Akhom Jatiyo Parishad? Because they cannot align with your party, that is the Congress, they cannot align with the AGP, they cannot align with Congress, the BJP, they cannot align with even AUDF despite being a regional party. So, what is your take?
See, I'll first of all characterize the Jatiyo Parishad as a group of people, Assamese people, who is totally disillusioned with the existing regional parties. Number one. Number two, they are not also very happy with the way the BJP is functioning. And number three, they have been, because they belong to the regional mainstream, they were finding it difficult to ally themselves with either Congress or AIDUF. And especially because recently some of the regional voices, known regional voices, who went to form a regional party or had aligned themselves with certain identified themselves with some regional forces, have also talked about having a big alliance with AIDUF also.
Right.
Because of that, I think a purist among the lot came together, and in that they got a big thrust because ASU and AJYCP, which may not be politically, I mean, you all call them apolitical also, I am not inclined to call them that. They had a long history of political movement and they had a good presence. Now, when they came up, I think some of the ideologues like Krishna Gopal, I hope you'll mind my not being personal, but people like them who formed the AGP and have now become so badly, criticized everywhere because they established a political party which, according to most, has moved away from their original positions. So they all thought that, okay, let us try something new. Let us go for a non-Congress, non-BJP formation and see how people respond. Now, this is more an experiment. Now, to expect them to get something immediately tomorrow, just like the last AGP experiment, I don't think even they're expecting that. But having said that, let us now, today is the beginning, the day where the political party is beginning. Let us give them our good thoughts and let us put it there.
Now, let me go to, before coming to Dr. Krishna Gopal Bhattacharjee very quickly, Mr. Wari in Kokrajhar, Assistant General Secretary of the All Bodo Students Union. Let's have Mr. Wari on the screen, please. Yes, Mr. Wari is the Assistant General Secretary. Can we have everybody on the screen, please? Yes. So now, Mr. Wari, you have openly supported, the All Bodo Students Union has openly supported the UPPL in these elections. Now, from a distance, the UPPL in its very first elections, they have decided to align with the BJP. That is simply a powers game, in order to control the Bodo Council. Now, my question is, sitting there, do you think that regional parties today can be a factor in electoral politics without aligning with a major national political party? What are your thoughts, Mr. Wari? Very briefly.
First of all, I would like to congratulate the new political party. And in this regard, if we see the context of electoral politics in the state, as well as the regionalism, that the role we play in a region. See, here it's a very newborn party, as rightly pointed by many experts and thinkers and the senior politicians. It is rightly pointed that even the All Bodo Students Union, as we have founded the UPPL in the banner of the regional ideology, in the banner of the ideology of the movement perspectives of the people's desire. Now, there is a difficulty level, as it is tried and tested even by the All Bodo Students Union to single-handedly fight the elections. And so this is a very tough in electoral politics, as we have experienced as the student union backing the political party.
Right.
And so very rightly, there will be many difficulties. And as professors are from Nani professor has said, that it is a very tough job for the new political party to go ahead in the electoral politics.
Okay. Let me turn to you once again. Let's have everybody in the screen, including Mr. Khatoniar. You see, now the point is, Mr. Krishna Gopal Bhattacharjee, Professor Krishna Gopal Bhattacharjee, the Ahom Jatiya Parikhad, you are saying that your president has said that it will maintain equidistance from both the BJP and the Congress because you consider both as your enemies. My question is, primarily, basically, lot of people are saying that Ahom Jatiya Parishad will eat into the space of the Ahom Gana Parishad. Already, Mr. Prabindra Deka has quit the AGP and joined your party, and he has been made the working president. Now, do you think more people from the AGP, Ahom Gana Parishad, who may be disillusioned like you are, do you think they will also likely to join the Ahom Jatiya Parishad? And do you think the Ahom Jatiya Parishad will impact adversely or eat into the space of the AGP?
It is much different. AGP is now bound to BJP's strings, and BJP is gradually eating it away. Where AGP has been eaten up by BJP almost. So people in AGP are very much dissatisfied with the performance of its leaders, particularly the president, the working president, the general secretary, etc., the leaders who are still there in AGP. Otherwise, the general people and general members and most of the committees, Anshalik committees, district committees, they are very much dissatisfied with the present AGP leadership, and they do not like it to align with BJP because the BJP is for the car, and it has completely gone against its promises to the people of Assam in the last election about the foreign infiltrators, etc., etc. It has not kept its promises, and besides, it has brought in car. So and AGP has given company to BJP. So the people are very much annoyed with AGP, and most of the people in AGP are coming out. And of course, the Assam Jatiya Parishad has its own organization. A large set of new people are joining Assam Jatiya Parishad, but then some people from AGP are also joining. That is
do you think in the coming days? Prominent people in the AGP are going to come out and join your party because they will have not much of a difficulty as far as ideology is concerned to join the Assam Jatiya Parishad?
I do not like to make predictions, but Assam Jatiya Parishad is built on the power of youth. And we want new people, new in politics. We want youths, both boys and girls, and also people who are thinking about Assam, who are very much dedicated to the cause of Assam. So we are not trying to bring in some people from the other political parties, etc. But we are basing our hopes on young people of Assam.
Mr. Before going for a break, very quickly, Mr. Amrit Khatoniyar, what is your view? We are already getting reports that a lot of people are knocking at the doors of the Assam Jatiya Parishad, people from the Assam Gana Parishad. They are interested in joining your party. Is it true?
In fact, I am happy to know your apprehensions. Other people in the studio, they are apprehending that a lot of people from AGP will come to join us AJP. It implies that the people of Assam is accepting.
No. Answer my question. Answer my question. Is it true that do you have information how many people from AGP are going to join? Do you have any information at all? Or these are rumors? What do you say?
No, there are informations, there are rumors also. It's not that we are not concrete about.
Yeah? Carry on.
That indicates that they have within of their party. They will definitely look forward to serve the state of Assam in a different regional spirit, and for that matter, AGP is the only party. So my contention of saying is that if AGP people comes to AJP, that we should understand that their philosophy, their ideology, their aims and objectives to protect the indigenous people of Assam is there. That is why they have got fed up with AGP, which has ridden in the back of BJP till now, have lost the identity of a regional party. So anybody who comes to us to join and serve the people of Assam, to take forward
all right. I'll go for it. Absolutely. I'll go for a very short break. When I come back, I'll go to Dr. Akhil Ranjan Datta in Guwahati University to know from him whether the formation of the Assam Jatiya Parishad is first going to have an immediate impact on the AGP and perhaps impact on other parties at a later stage. Don't go away. I'll be right back. Welcome back. Let me go straight to you, Dr. Akhil Ranjan Datta. My question to you, Dr. Akhil Ranjan Datta, the formation of the Assam Jatiya Parikhad. We will have to wait and watch how it impacts the 2021 election. But tell me, immediately, do you think that is going to have an immediate impact on the AGP? Already we have seen Mr. Prabinder Deka quitting the AGP, coming and joining the new party and getting the responsibility of working president. Now the point is, there are many within the AGP who are looking for an opportunity to join a party that suits their regional sentiments. Do you think AJP has provided that opportunity? Do you think it will eat into the space of the AGP first before anything else?
No, I was talking about the constituencies. If you look at in terms of the electoral constituencies, I think AGP and Ahom Jatiya Parikhad constitute or share the same political constituencies, electoral constituencies. Therefore, it will have an immediate impact on AGP in terms of, as you have mentioned, that a lot of people will be joining in AGP from AGP, and thereby the most important impact of this formation or this political party will be on the bargaining capacity of AGP. No, AGP will be losing its bargaining capacity with that of BJP. BJP will be having an upper hand because they can argue that, see, your party is getting weaker because of the formation of new political parties. So in terms of sharing and all, it will definitely have an immediate impact on AGP. But my concern is something different. What is it a symbolic resistance or is it a substantive resistance on the part of the new political party?
Okay, wait, hold on.
It appears for me.
That's a very important question. That is a very important point you are raising. Mr. Khataniar, is it, Dr. Akhil Ranjan Datta is asking this question, is it a symbolic resistance by your party or do you mean business? And if so, what is the arithmetic?
No, it is very clear. 2021 onwards, we are very business. It is a clear cut of business. We mean elections. It's a question of number figures. So far AGP is concerned, we are not concerned because whatever they do, that is their headache because they are in ally with BJP. So they are as good as BJP and Congress or AIDF for us, AGP. Now, secondly, if you see the tactics, now in BTAD, BJP has not made any pre-poll ally with EPPL. They are waiting and watching what the numbers they get. Now, the BPF has got majority of 17 seats. Had there been equation been like this, EPPL has got only 5 or 6 seats, then possibly the BJP would have gone to BPF to form the government. So we are not concerned with any national party. We are concerned with AGP. And so far the AGP is concerned, if their party members are reluctant to continue with them because of the difference of ideology with the leaders or their ally with BJP, that is their headache.
Yeah.
So far we are concerned, we are very clear in our perception. We are very, very clear in our perception. In 2021 in Assam, it will be AJP government only.
Okay.
And we are confident the
Okay.
people of Assam will support us and will go forward. Very clear.
We are in a democracy, so every political party has the right to express their confidence. We are talking about the arithmetic. We will, as the days near, we will get to know a better picture. Now, Mr. Kirip Chalia, as far as the BJP is concerned, they are extremely quick. I'm coming to you, Mr. Wari. As far as the BJP is concerned, they are absolutely, they have mastered the art of stitching up alliances. They have stitched up alliances which nobody thought can be actually worked together, can be actually worked up. Now, my question is, whether it is the Congress, whether it is the regional parties, on their own, they find it extremely difficult to stitch up alliances and they are left behind in the numbers game. We have seen it many a times in the country in recent years. Now, do you think, now the AJP's high ground that they are taking, that they will not align with anyone else, and that means they are only left with some very, very nascent and small political parties are left if they don't align with anyone else. How do you look at the scenario unfolding?
See, I wanted to refrain from saying certain things which may because of truth, critical to some people and their enthusiasm. But it's I think everybody knows, and there is no denial that when you talk about a regional force can be of the Assamese people and of the people of Assam. There is a difference. Now, till now, my feeling is, I may be wrong, but my feeling is ASU and AJYCP represents the second principle, the Assamese people. Now, Assamese people themselves, if you remember the 1985 huge upsurge,
66,
they had 56 seats. Though they were in very close alliance with ASDC led by Jayanta Rongpi, and also certain support of the tribal votes, because if you remember people like Rekhani Boru and
Durgadas
Boru and many other people and Thaneswar Boru, they are also one from AGP, and AGP was then representing the indigenous people also. Now that from that scenario to today, there has been a lot of segregation. Number two, even among the Assamese people, if you go for a purist Assamese kind of right now AJP will have to penetrate very deep to find an organization in the Barak Valley, in Karbi Anglong, in even the BTC, in the BTC area, Lower Assam also to a great extent. Now it is more, but now it has to expand itself more. Most importantly, the purist ideology that they have, which they are exposing vis-a-vis AGP. AGP itself has become a very marginal player now. Now AGP's ideology.
Again.
No, let me just finish.
Yeah.
AGP's to fight AGP's ideology, doesn't somebody give victory in electoral politics in the whole of Assam election, where BJP is also a major player? Congress has an ideology.
Absolutely.
So these are problems. They have to tackle it. And I hope they will be able to tackle it.
Absolutely. Viewers, even as we are talking about the AJP's emergence and its possible impact, we at this point in time, Congress MLA from Golaghat, Ajanta Neog, was in a closed-door meeting with Chief Minister Sarbananda Sonowal. The top BJP leaders were present. There was a convoy going off to the Chief Minister's residence, and there are rumors of other Congress MLAs, at least one or two, who are in talks with the BJP top brass in Assam. So these are developments that are taking place. Mr. Swapnil Barua, can you elaborate a little bit? Can you throw some light? Ajanta Neog, is he joining the BJP anytime soon? There are two other Congress MLAs. We are getting reports at this point in time that they are likely to join the BJP.
In fact, as far as my information goes, we have about 6 in the waiting. 3 have really decided on their own virtually to come and join the BJP, and they are always welcome if they agree to the ideology of the party. And there are other 3 more as of today who are still waiting in the wings to see if they can switch over. But there again,
so
I think
these are all are these all 6 you are talking about? Are these all sitting MLAs?
Well, I'll not let the cat out of the bag. I'm not allowed to. And let's wait and see.
But breaking news at this point in time, Assam BJP Vice President Mr. Swapnil Barua saying that 6 Congress leaders, let's put it that way, he's not confirming whether they are MLAs. 6 Congress leaders are in the queue. There are 3 of them have already decided to join the BJP, and 3 are testing the waters. They are fence sitters waiting in the wings to see whether they can or cannot join the BJP. So that's the breaking story. Viewers, a short while ago, Ajanta Neog had driven to the Chief Minister's residence for a closed-door meeting. There were rumors for a very long time now that she is going to join the BJP. We'll have to wait and watch for a formal announcement. But, Mr. Wari, this is very interesting, isn't it? UPPL has become an ally of the BJP. UPPL has agreed to be an ally of the BJP as far as the Borderland Territorial Council, whereas the BPF, despite not having the numbers, have said that we are ready to work with the BJP, and 3 BPF legislators are all in the cabinet even today, even at this point in time. So it's a very peculiar situation. That means the BJP is having truck with both the UPPL as well as the BPF, despite everything.
See, what we can experience now is we are in the juncture of a new kind of the concept of alliance. Because despite BPF with the state BJP in the cabinet, as well as they are already aligned in the state government, and now it's UPPL and BJP in the council, it's typically to understand that there is a concept of alliance that BJP has supported, and they have brought into the settlement of the MOS, that is BTR Accord. And the very concept of the ideological regionalism is also issue based, because UPPL has been born from the concept of different ideas of the regional parties. It was BPPF and it was UDPF, which were backed by different organizations in the region. And despite of that, now it's the regional force, though we have found that UPPL has fought it alone in all the 40 seats. So now it's the interest of the government of India and government of Assam, and also the force, the party in power, which is deciding the matter in the fray, that the settlement has to be worked out. And that is one of the mechanical way that the alliance has been sorted. And so we hope that there is a truth into this idea of alliance.
Right.
On the other hand, BPF, though they claim to have a majority seat in these elections, they cannot become an alliance until and unless there is an open window kind of alliance that it sets a post-poll. So this is the concept within this council election, and therefore it has worked in a very different way. And so it's a very kind of new concept that arises.
Okay, new concept, but this is very interesting. You know, it's all a game of numbers. Basically, that is the ultimately end be all and end all of electoral politics. You have the numbers somehow. You found the UPPL suitable as far as the Bodo Council, and you're waiting and watching as far as the state is concerned. We'll have to wait and watch. These are very interesting times. I'm running short of time. Mr. Khatoniyar, before coming to you, Dr. Akhil Ranjan Datta. Mr. Khatoniyar, will the Assam Jatiya Parishad largely bank on the ASU and the AJYCP for support in the 2021 elections, because there is very little time for you to organize your party organization otherwise, you know, because do you think you'll have to depend largely on ASU and AJYCP?
No, it is not, will not depend largely on AJYCP or ASU. ASU and Jatiya Chhatra Parishad has already conveyed their full support to AJP, but we are concentrating more. We are confident they will continue to extend their support, but we are looking for the support for the common people. And particularly, I'd like to say it is not confined to the larger Assamese people alone. It is entire population of Assam who are declared as Assam. We are not confining to the Assamese speaking people, as was said by Krip Salia. So I would like to make it very clear. It's very clear. This AJP is for the people of Assam, irrespective of its caste, creed, or whatever it is. It is authentic groups. They are coming forward to join us. They are with us. So we are going in a larger scale. And apart from that, ASU and AJCYP will definitely support us. They will extend their moral support and the cooperation wherever is necessary. Because this party has born out of their, what I mean to say, because of their discussion and all this, and this has necessitated, they had to take a decision to form a formal regional party out of the sentiments of the people of Assam. It is the people of Assam's verdict that the AGP has deliberately ruined, have betrayed the people of Assam. They want a separate regional party who can take the Assam forward and safeguard the interest of the people of Assam. That was the basic concept.
Right. Final comments from you, Dr. Akhil Ranjan Datta. You know, basically, how do you see things unfolding in the days ahead? We have another regional political party now. Do you think that makes the chances of the BJP even better? Because BJP, while the simple argument is that, while the BJP's vote bank remains intact, the non-BJP vote banks get split into various forces, including the new party?
I have been telling it very frankly. The formation of, therefore, I ask the question: is it a symbolic resistance or is it a substantive resistance? The point I am making is that the very context through which the new party has emerged, they had a common issue, or they had a very pertinent issue. The pertinent issue is the CA, Citizenship Amendment Act. That was the, but that was the rallying point through which this political party has emerged. Now they are trying to expand it to a whole lot of issues. I think by that they have undermining the strength of the incumbent government, the ruling party. Therefore, I have an apprehension if 2021 is the election, the whole perception and whole strategies that they have been adopting will not bring any meaningful outcome for the new political party.
All right. Mr. Krib Chalia, the same question actually goes to you. Do you think that the BJP votes will remain intact because they have a core vote bank? They have it's a very, very well organized, well structured political party, and whether the emergence of the Ahom Jatiyo Porikhod is only going to further split the anti-BJP votes and also impact, among others, your party, that is the Congress.
I'll take it differently because a new political party and new political enthusiasm makes people sentimental also. Any criticism is not taken lightly and is not taken in the right perspective also. But still, I'll try to state a few points very clearly. Now, there is a clarity of stand. So far as AJP is concerned, that they are anti-AGP. They are anti-CA. Now, certain stands on issues like opposing a regional party of the same ideology or opposing a particular issue doesn't unfortunately unfortunately form a complete ideology, number one. Number two, it doesn't also make a political party. Political parties has got a lot of other things to do. And secondly, to expect a huge wave to take place like it once, as I mentioned earlier, like it once happened in case of another regional party which was born out of ASU, may not occur because, Shakespeare said, in history, some certain incidents occur as a tragedy. It repeats itself as a farce. Remember, so we should be cautious about it. I was just pinpointing to the perils. Third, now there is a space for a new political party which can stand itself as an alternative to Congress and or BJP, and I accept that, and I think there is a huge space for them. But the point is, can AJP come out of the prism of what my friend Mr. Khatonia was saying? Has ASU or AGP, ASU, or for that matter, Assam Jatiya Chhatra Parishad, ever ventured into any Bengali-speaking areas of Assam, where a substantial portion of Bengali-speaking people are there? Have they ever ventured into, for example, in Borno election? They could have. Some people could have.
Now the question is, will the Ahom Jatiya Parishad do that?
No, that's what I'm saying. If they succeed in doing that, if they don't become exclusive, like saying that, well, AGP, they have done this, so, we'll not.
Okay, Khatonia, 10 seconds. 10 seconds. 10 seconds response from Mr. Khatonia. 10 seconds.
1 second. Now, I'd like to make it very clear that AJP has born not only the issue of CA. AJP has born out of the frustration over the last decades of misrule by the party who rules the state, be it BJP, be it Congress. We have changed the political equation. The people of Assam thought that there will be some improvements when the BJP comes. For 15 years, Congress ruled this state, and people got fed up. For a change, we thought that BJP will do better
I'm running short of
the commitments.
Absolutely, I'm running.
16th of May. I'd like to commit.
Very quickly, I'm running. I have no time.
16th May, all the Bangladeshis were supposed to go.
Okay. Yeah, but that is the point you were making. We have all understood the context in which you were saying. Mr. Swapnil Barua, 20 seconds. How do you see, your party president has said that there can be any political party that emerges, it's welcome because we are in a democracy, but BJP will not lose a single vote. Do you think that is too much to expect, or do you think that will be going to become a reality?
Wasbir, as I told you, we are very grounded. The 100 plus seats for the BJP plus was actually a target set for our cadres. And the situation as it has developed over the last 3 months, where we have held nearly 30,000 meetings at all levels,
Yeah.
I think it's becoming a reality now.
Okay, becoming a reality. I'm
at least
running,
the
yes, Chalia, 10 seconds to you.
Say, politics is the art of making the impossible possible. I hope AGP can make the impossible possible.
Politics is the art of making the impossible possible. Kewari, 10 seconds to you. How do you see all these developments? 2 new political parties in Assam, UPPL and Ahom Jatiyo Parishad.
See, the AGP as well as the UPPL has the background with the student union movements and social movements.
Yes.
In this regard, we see the idea that we bring, the policy orientation, the philosophy, the ideology, and the sentiment. So this Jatiyotapad politics, the sentiment is not all that works for the electoral politics. So there are bigger challenges, as already rightly pointed out by the veteran politicians, that we have bigger challenges. Therefore, there need to be a big challenge with the AGP's political war that they are going to fight in this 2021. So it is rather understood very well by all, and even EPSU has experienced all this. The sentiment is not at all that in the electoral politics. So that is the reason that we see that AGP definitely will have a big challenge in the next
What I
elections.
wanted to make is that, we are having another council in the BJP bag. It's just a matter of, I think,
Okay,
of the 36, you can expect 32.
We'll wait
the
and watch. You're
council
talking
coming
about the Tiwa Council elections. We'll have to wait and watch of Mr. Swapnil Barua. This has been an engaging debate. I'm running short. Absolutely, I've run out of time, Mr. Khatuniar.
We'll have more discussions on AGP.
We'll continue with this debate. I'm really sorry. The big challenge, it's a new party that has emerged on the scene. The Ahom Jatiyo Parishad is going to contest the election almost on its own, except for some regional parties. They are going to fight each and every political party that is existing in Assam today. All the major parties, they're going to fight in 2021. That's got a tough challenge, as Kewari of the All Bodo Students Union says. The challenge is going to be tougher in the days ahead. I thank all my panelists for participating in the show, and of course the viewers for watching the program. Good night and goodbye.